What's going on, guys? It's Ben here, and today I'm going to be covering a One Piece theory that I've been thinking a lot about. I've recently been watching Sensei Inc., Tekking 101, Rogers Base, BDA Law, uh, all the people, Joy Boy theories, all the people like that, and I've been recently watching all their videos about Im-sama and who he is, or what his intentions might be, and it's got me really thinking about how we really don't know a lot about him, but we do know that he is connected to the Void Century, and everything about Im-sama is a big shadow of mystery. So the way my theory starts is I believe that Joy Boy and Im-sama back in the Void Century used to actually be partners, almost like Luffy and Zoro, or uh, Roger and Rayleigh, some kind of connection like that. And I really believe that, uh, how would I say it? Like Im-sama and Joy Boy, like Joy Boy and Im-sama was Joy Boy's right-hand man. And when Joy Boy was doing all the things he was doing, he was trying to bring the fishmen to the surface. He was trying to really connect the whole world and make the world a free, peaceful place. Basically how Luffy is, he just wants to be free. That's how Joy Boy was. And that's how Im-sama was with Joy Boy. But what I believe is that Im-sama was jealous of Joy Boy. And so what's led me to believe this is when you look at the scenes that we've seen of Im-sama, when he was in the Castle Pangaea, he had the three posters, and one had a dagger in it, and the other two were ripped up. Luffy and Blackbeard's was ripped up. The one with the dagger in it was Shirahoshi's. Why was Shirahoshi's poster with the dagger in it? Well, what I believe is that it has nothing to do with Shirahoshi being Poseidon. I feel like Shirahoshi being a descendant of whoever the fishman was that Joy Boy was trying to help out and made the promise to in the Poneglyph that he ended up apologizing for, saying he couldn't fulfill the promise. That was Shirahoshi's ancestor who got along with Joy Boy, which made Im-sama jealous. And so all this jealousy corrupted Im-sama. For example, a big part in me constructing this theory was when Im-sama was holding up Vivi's picture and kind of just staring at it. I believe that back in the Void Century, a predecessor of the Nefertari family who might have looked exactly like Vivi, who might have been like Vivi's great 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 grandmother, something like that, fell for Joy Boy, who Im-sama possibly could have had a love connection to, but she didn't feel the same way back to Im-sama. So this way, this just allows more hate and more jealousy towards Joy Boy for Im-sama, which then makes Im-sama want to start a rebellion against Joy Boy, wants to start the war that happened in the Void Century to really just fuel the fire for Im-sama. And so with this, it's allowing Im-sama to want to go after Vivi, to really, it's bringing him kind of back to his roots from the Void Century. So with me saying that Im-sama is from the Void Century, I believe that Im-sama does have a devil fruit. And the devil fruit is almost like, you know how there's upgraded versions of other devil fruits, such as like, you have Ace's Marimarinomi, but then you have Akainu's Magma fruit, which is like an upgrade, or you have Luffy's Gumu Gumu, and then you have Katakuri's Mochi Mochi fruit. So we all know Brooks's fruit is the fruit where he dies, but he comes back to life as the skeleton, and he can't die. What if Im-sama's fruit is an upgraded version of that, to where Im-sama is just immortal? He can possibly die somehow. I don't know how it'll work in the story. With him having a devil fruit, it could possibly be, him just ending up drowning, something. I don't know. But so what if that's the possibility, is that he has this immortal fruit, and he's been living ever since the Void Century been covering up his tracks of him erasing Joy Boy, erasing everything from the Void Century, and really just building up his legacy at Castle Pangea and leading the Tenryubito, the Celestial Dragons. While trying to get rid of the Fishmen, he enslaves all of them because he was jealous of the way that Joy Boy connected with all of them. And also with his love for Vivi and the Nefeltari family, he is trying to kind of pursue that because of the jealousy he had from Vivi's ancestor that might have fallen in love with Joy Boy. And so now with everything around the D-Clan and how they say that the D-Clan is kind of like the D-Clan is the villains against the world government is what they say. So Joy Boy being a member of the D-Clan is allowing Im-sama to kind of engrave this fear of the D-Clan into the world, and this fear of pirates and the fear of freedom, basically. And it's kind of him just being jealous of everything that happened from his friend who was Joy Boy. Now, looking at Joy Boy, I think we can all assume he was a giant based on the straw hat that we saw in Castle Pangea. That is also just a theory, and all of this is headcanon, but I really do believe that if Im-sama was from the Void Century, I feel like his connection to Joy Boy is greater than we think. I think it was more than just them being enemies. I feel like at one point they were partners, kind of like Luffy and Zoro. And jealousy just overtook Im-sama, and he is where he is now. And that's my theory. Let me know in the comments what you really think of that. I can make a video going into a little more greater detail. I'm kind of new on the anime YouTube scene. I'll be covering a lot more One Piece, and I'll do other animes and manga, but mostly One Piece. And let me know what you think in the comments.